Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Brandon.
And we're the Bourbon Bros. Brandon, what are we shooting today?
It's a good question. So we've seen a bunch of those videos going around talking about the bourbons are never going to buy again. And it inspired me to film one of our own. So we picked out 3 bourbons that we're never going to buy again.
Yeah, straight trash.
Why don't you tell me what we're sipping on today?
Yeah, we got the Weller Full Proof. This comes in at 114. It's delicious. I cannot wait to dive in and have some sips while we're talking about this.
First time trying the Full Proof, right?
First time trying the Full Proof. I actually really like the color of this label too.
Yeah, I think Weller really nails the shelf presence for sure. Want to take a sip?
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
2 cheers.
Wow. That's good.
That's really good.
So, we got all these bottles behind us, but 3 of them we're not gonna buy anymore. So, Brandon, you want to introduce the first one that we're not gonna buy?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we're working with Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. So I nominated the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit for a very simple fact. It's about $10 more than the Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
So total price of what?
Around $55, $60, just
Okay.
relative to where you find it.
Okay.
So it's about $10 more in the Wild Turkey Rare Breed, and I would say half as good.
Now, we also tried these right before we got on camera here.
We verified.
Yeah, we verified. I think that this had a very bland smell to it.
Yeah.
It also had it followed through on the taste. I felt like the taste was really kind of bland.
It was a little muted. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with you. So I think when you compare the price and you compare the alternative within the same family that you could get, we're going to give this one the X. I don't see any reason we buy this again.
Yeah, I agree.
Should we get on to the next one?
On to the next one.
Bottle number 2, that was your nomination. Why don't you show us what we're working
Bottle number 2, this is definitely a nomination. I feel like it can be pretty controversial. Is we got the Traveler's Whiskey, and I think it's definitely a must for some people. Some people are very about the hype, and I think a lot of people that try bourbons or taste bourbons or are connoisseur of them definitely want to try to follow that hype. And we followed it. We made it to Travelers, and the hype it's just not there.
Yeah, I agree. I think this one fell short of all the expectations that were put on it. The leading cause of disappointment, Zach, is putting high expectations on something.
Yes. I can say one positive about this bottle is I think it had a very nice nose.
Yeah, the nose was very inviting. It just didn't deliver on the flavor, unfortunately.
Yeah, on the flavor, it felt very flat.
I think the fact that we're not entirely sure it's actually bourbon, we don't really know what's inside of it.
Yeah.
I think that also leads for a little bit of disappointment as well.
They don't even actually call this a bourbon, right? It's called a whiskey.
Just whiskey. And there's a lot of speculation that it's Canadian, so
yeah.
I think all the bourbon enthusiasts were a little bit let down when they tasted it. They're like, it's not bourbon.
Yeah, this is definitely one that I feel like we probably will not put on the shelf again.
Yeah, and I don't even know that I necessarily recommend it. Can you just get this shit out of here?
Yes. So Brandon, please introduce our last and third candidate for something that we probably won't buy and put on the shelf again.
All right, for the most controversial bottle of the day, I would say, because in all honesty, we really like this bottle. It's really good. It's good whiskey.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to have it here.
It feels a little unnatural, but here's the reality. We like this bottle so much, we no longer need it. Can you explain?
So I think now at this point in our journey of whiskey tasting that, we just don't need the Four Roses single barrel anymore.
We love Four Roses. Four Roses is great. The small batch select are delicious. It's like a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And we've outgrown you, Four Roses single barrel.
We've moved on.
We've moved on. That's a great way to put it. No, in reality, we just have a little bit of this. It's still delicious. It's a really good whiskey.
Yeah. Something that I would recommend to anybody that's getting into bourbon,
100%.
a single barrel Four Roses is something you should definitely try, keep on your shelf.
I even look at it like, most people come into bourbon around that 85 to 90 proof. This is the perfect bourbon to graduate your proof. The real reason for me that I feel like we can move on from this bottle and not buy it again is I put this in the category of like a sipper. It is a quality bourbon that I would pour and sip. The problem is it just doesn't hold up to all the other bourbons that I would put in that same category.
Okay.
I would go to a holiday before I go to this. I go to a Knott Creek 12 before I go to this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a handful of other ones I would pick before that. So Zach, what are your final thoughts?
Well, let's take a peek at them. Let's get them right up in camera view. All right, so
Here's my final thoughts, Zach.
all right, take it away. What do you got?
They're not Weller foolproof.
They're not Weller foolproof. Okay, so Travelers is a hype bottle. It's not even a bourbon, it's a whiskey. That's my argument there. It's got a beautiful nose, but it just doesn't come through with the taste. Four Roses, classic. Everybody should have it that's starting off with bourbon. It's just something we've moved beyond.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone.
It's a stepping stone. Wild Turkey, single barrel. Obviously, it's just not as good as a small batch, and it's just a little more expensive, which doesn't really drive a good value price.
Yeah, I agree. Good, not great. It's a stepping stone. Overpromise, underdeliver. Hey guys, if you made it this far, we are grateful for you. We're thankful for you. We are almost at 500 subscribers. Hopefully by the time you see this, we've made it there.
You better like, subscribe, comment, or else.
Or else. We're going to make more videos regardless. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Zach.
And we're the Bourbon Bros. I feel like we're in good rhythm. Fuck, that's good. I forgot we were drinking that for a second.
Yeah.
I thought we were still drinking this for some reason. Wow, that's good. That is so good, dude. That makes me happy.
It smells good.